Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to BBallBreakdown. It was an incredible game last night between the Warriors and the Clippers, and I know everyone was just sort of raptured in the TV watching what was going on. The Clippers had a 23-point lead, and it slowly evaporated. Now, one of the biggest issues was that Steph Curry and Draymond Green both got into very early foul trouble, and that disrupted the entire rhythm. Sean Livingston not being available to play, and neither was Leandro Barbosa, and that's huge for them when Steph Curry has to miss the beginning rotation that he normally gets. So that threw him off big time, and that was the big run the Clippers went on. At that point, it was pretty much even until the Clippers lost the game in the fourth quarter, and it seemed a bit inevitable. The issue I think I have with the Clippers, and we saw it last year in the playoffs, is that they don't always execute the fundamentals consistently. And against a really good team, remember, you can be very effective and be highly rated when you're playing against every team in the league. But the problem is when you get down to the top 3 or 4 teams in the league, they will out-execute you. They will find spots in your defense and kill you. And even now, it's early in the season, but the Warriors are clearly head and shoulders above everybody else with execution as it is. And as soon as Steph Curry got going a little bit, all that extra physical pushing they were doing on him and Clay kind of went away. The referees tightened it up a little bit, and the Clippers had a real hard time getting what they wanted. And as a result, they lost that game. So I'm going to show you the fourth quarter and how it broke out. And if you want to read a terrific article summarizing what happened last night in the 3 games, you have to head over to our website, and we'll have bonus footage from this breakdown as well over there. So click on the link to watch the whole thing on our website, and stay tuned. The mobile app is coming very soon, and you'll be able to watch everything in full length there. Let's start off with the Harrison Barnes show. The Warriors open the fourth with their weave across the top, leading into pick and roll for Iguodala. Josh Smith tags the roller, leaving a skip to Barnes open. Austin Rivers should rotate to Barnes, and Josh Smith can close out on Clark. None of that happens, and Barnes gets things going with a wide open 3. And for those of you who say Barnes can't dribble or get to the hoop, I present to you this. Also, ask yourself why DeAndre Jordan makes no attempt to make a play on what would have been an easy block, since the shot is released below the rim. The Warriors break into their basic elbow split after a low post entry. Normally, this is Steph and Clay involved, but watch the lack of communication between Rivers and Pierce on Clark's backdoor cut. Confusion ensues, and it's a simple pass to Harrison Barnes for the 3. Off of a jump ball, watch this great save by Paul Pierce. While it was under his own hoop, he knows DeAndre is there, and the Clippers are off to the races, and we're floating like angels above them. With CP3 running the show, DeAndre's cut to the hoop gets him a perfect alley-oop, and there's nothing the Warriors can do about this nastiness. Curry had an off night for him, partly due to early foul trouble interrupting his flow, and partly due to how physical the Clippers were with him. That said, there's nothing physical here, just a careless pass on an ill-conceived cut up from the elbow, which allows Josh Smith to step in and put down his own hammer. Down 9, the Warriors don't panic. They cut Clay around Draymond, which gives Green good pinch post position with Steph. This was supposed to get Clay a double pin down on the right side, well defended by the Clippers. The next progression is a 2-man game with Steph. Watch how he expertly catches and circles the ball through. Blake steps up, but is too late, and a splash. Let's check out his mechanics for a second. Notice how he gets great arm extension and wrist flex, but doesn't need to hold his follow through any longer than necessary. And then see how he rotates in the air to his left very naturally. The Clippers break into horns again, but watch how slow it is to develop. They don't begin to get an attack going till about 12 seconds are left on the clock. They get Curry on Blake in his switch, but CP3 is in the way, and watch how the Warriors expertly switch to get a little bit bigger defender on Blake without missing a beat. Then watch the offense stagnate on the ISO post-up, allowing Iguodala to easily double from the correct spot. His man is 2 passes away on the weak side. Without weak side movement, a simple rotation by Draymond. Of course, the right pass would have been to a wide open Pierce in the corner, but remember how slow they got into the set? Well, they can't make that pass because there's less than 3 seconds in the shot clock. Good contest and the shot breaks. Now, because Draymond rotated to the shot, he can leak out, relying on his shorter teammates to grab the board. And when they start to push it, they can catch Crawford pinned back by Draymond and an easy layup. The Warriors then run another spread pick and roll, and they double Curry, giving up another 3-on-2. Draymond is on the left side of the floor. The defender should be Pierce rotating over. If he did that and the ball went to the right corner, Crawford could rotate there and they'd have a chance. Instead, Blake goes to the ball. It's the easiest pass for Draymond to make, and Iguodala is so open, he could have kicked this ball in. Golden State goes to their old standby elbow split, this time with Curry and Klay, and it works to perfection. Klay slips his screen and is wide open in the corner for another 3 as Blake goes down. But DeAndre comes up big with a great deflection. Great save by Green, and just look at how unfair Curry can be. And here was the key play of the game. The Warriors have to inbound in a very weird possession near the corner. This shouldn't be a place for them to attack or get anything easy, especially since there's only 5 on the shot clock. Golden State runs an elevator play for Curry, who's trying to get in between the screeners, who will then close the doors. Defending this properly requires great defensive communication. If CP3 can get through the doors okay, then there's no need for help. But Blake doesn't see that CP3 is in good position and jumps out anyway. It's not the worst thing, but to make matters worse, DeAndre Jordan jumps out to the 3-point line to stop that pass as well. This is like the goalie coming out of the box on a throw-in. He's supposed to be on the low block protecting the paint. Look at the redundancy of Jordan's position with respect to Blake. Easy cut for Draymond, easy pass for Iguodala, and now the Warriors have some breathing room. With this lineup, Jordan has to guard Iguodala, so they simply ball screen with him. Too concerned to leave either, they switch it easily, and now the game hangs in the balance. I get it, this is a mismatch. What's Jordan gonna do? He's too big, he's too slow to guard Curry. Okay, that's all true, but the idea that DeAndre would reach in to try and steal the ball off of Curry's dribble? That is a terrible decision, and it allows Curry a free ride to the hoop. Pierce doesn't rotate, and they're forced to foul, which is an automatic 2 points for Curry. The Clippers' last chance, they don't need a 3 right away, there's still time for a quick 2. The handoff to Chris Paul on the wing was a good call. It gets him penetration, but I'm not sure why he didn't probe this farther with all that room. Because he passes so early, Draymond didn't get closer to the ball, allowing him to close out on Pierce and take away the shot. Pierce does get a step, gets into the lane, but cannot finish the strange double-pumping, leaning right-handed shot. And that effectively ends this game. So there you have it, sports fans. That's how the game played out. And if you want to watch more of the clips, we have a whole lot more you can watch over on our .com to find out even more about what happened with those Clippers and the Warriors and what they were doing to decide the outcome of the game. Like I said earlier, they're not going to go 82-0, right? The Warriors are simply not even incentivized to try and break the 72-win mark because they want to rest their players and they want to keep them fresh for the playoffs. So I would expect that they're going to have some stumbles here at some point, but you never know if the competitive spirit kicks in. They might want to try and go for it, and we already know that the coach played on that team, so he certainly knows what that's all about. So it should be fascinating to watch. The Clippers are really in trouble here because with their bench, they brought in Lance Stevenson. He hasn't even played. He didn't play last night, and he's barely played at all the last several games. And he was brought in to sort of either be a starter or be a real focal point. And Josh Smith is a little bit here or there, hit or miss. He sometimes helps you, other times will kill you. And so I feel like they're right back where they started here. Paul Pierce is the kind of guy who doesn't feel like he's going to give you much more than about 18 minutes a game. Every so often, maybe he'll come alive, but he looks like he's having a hard time moving around out there quick enough to make plays. And what does that leave him with? The same problems they had last year, and then you throw in the fact that some of the guys complain to the referees all the time, and it's not a great recipe. So I'm anxious to see how the Clippers are going to turn this thing around and get more production from their bench and get to play more cohesively. Well, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to click on the link on the screen or down below in the description for a bonus coverage and some terrific articles and analysis of what happened last night. And also our podcast and the website in general is fantastic, so check that out. And don't forget, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You win,